Be free. The Lord is awaiting on you all to awaken and see. Awaiting on you all. From the album All Things Must Pass. In the summer of 1969, before the
The Lord is
Sorry.
Shall I read? Mataji?
Sorry, wait, my screen. The screen went away, sorry, I don't know why.
Okay, I see a picture of Gornitai, but I don't see any. Oh, here it is.
Okay,
Okay.
where were you?
Yeah, in the summer of 1969.
Yeah, go ahead, Mataji, sorry about that.
In the summer of 1969, before the dissolution of the most popular music group of all time, George Harrison produced a hit single, Hare Krishna Mantra, performed by George and the members of the London Radha Krishna Temple. Soon after rising to the top 10 or top 20 best selling record charts throughout England, Europe, and parts of Asia, the Hare Krishna chant became a household word, especially in England, where the BBC had featured the Hare Krishna chanters, as they were then called, 4 times on the country's most popular television program, Top of the Pops. At about the same time, 5,000 miles away, several saffron-headed, saffron-robed men and sari-clad women sang along with John Lennon and Yoko Ono as they recorded the hit song "Give Peace a Chance" in their room at Montreal's Queen Elizabeth Hotel. John and Yoko, Timmy Leary, Rosemary, Tommy Smothers, Bobby Dylan, Tommy Cooper, Derek Taylor, Norman Mailer, Alan Ginsberg, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. All we are saying is give peace a chance. The Hare Krishna devotees had been visiting with the Lennons for several days, discussing world peace and self realization. Because of this and other widespread exposure, people all over the world soon began to identify the chanting Hare Krishna devotees as harbingers of a more simple, joyful, peace way of life. George Harrison was the impetus for the Beatles' spiritual quest of the 60s and up until his death in 2001. The chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, continued to play a key role in his life. In this conversation with his long-time personal friend, contemporary Vedic Library series editor Mukund Goswami, taped at George's home in England on September 4, 1982, George reveals some of the memorable experiences he had chanting Hare Krishna and describes in detail his deep personal realizations about the chanting. He explains what factors led him to produce the Hare Krishna mantra record, My Sweet Lord, and the LPs All Things Must Pass and Living in the Material World, all of which were influenced to a great extent by the Hare Krishna chanting in philosophy. He speaks lovingly and openly of his association with His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, founder Acharya of the Hare Krishna movement. George also speaks frankly about his personal philosophy regarding the Hare Krishna movement, music, yoga, reincarnation, karma, the soul, God, and Christianity. The conversation concludes with his fond remembrance of a visit to the birthplace of Lord Krishna in Vrindavan, India, home of the Hare Krishna mantra, and with George discussing some of his celebrity friends' involvement with the mantra how now heard and chanted around the world.
So, Sucharya Prabhu, do you want to say something now or at the end? You think you will say?
No, I can say something at the end. It's okay.
Okay.
Unless how do you usually conduct it? What would you like me to say? I mean,
anything is fine, Sucharya Prabhu.
okay,
Actually, whatever works for you.
Okay, so have the ladies read, and then you
Okay.
can share the reading like that. Go ahead.
Okay.
Okay, so other Mataji's on is
Yeah, I
Amrita
can
Mataji.
read, Mataji. I
Okay,
can
okay.
read from where do you want me to continue?
It says Mukunda Goswami.
Sure. Mukunda Goswami. Oftentimes you speak of yourself as a plainclothes devotee, a closet yogi or closet Krishna, and millions of people all over the world have been introduced to the chanting by your songs. But what about you? How did you first come in contact with Krishna? George Harrison. Through my visits to India. So by the time the Hare Krishna movement first came to England in 1969, John and I had already gotten a hold of Prabhupada's first album, Krishna Consciousness. We had played it a lot and liked it. That was the first time I had ever heard the chanting of the Mahamantra. Mukunda. Even though you and John Lennon played Srila Prabhupada's record a lot and had chanted quite a bit on your own, you had never really met any of the devotees. Yet, when Guru Das, Shyamasundar, and I, three of the six devotees sent from America to open the first Hare Krishna temple in London, first came to England, you co signed the lease on our first temple in central London, bought Bhaktivedanta Manor for us, which has provided a place for literally hundreds of thousands of people to learn about Krishna consciousness, and financed the first printing of the book Krishna. You hadn't really known us for a very long time at all. Wasn't this a kind of sudden change for you? George. Not really, for I always felt at home with Krishna. How amazing this is that George is saying. Not really, that I always felt home at Krishna. You see, it was really a part of me. I think it's something that's been with me from my previous birth. Your coming to England and all that was just like another piece of a jigsaw puzzle that was coming together to make a complete picture. It had been slowly fitting together. That's why I responded to you all the way I did when you first came to London. Let's face it, if you're going to have to stand up and be counted, I figured I would rather be with these guys than with those other guys over there. Simply amazing. It's like that. I mean, I would rather be one of the devotees of God than one of the straight so-called sane or normal people who just don't understand that man is a spiritual being, that he has a soul. And I felt comfortable with you all. Too kind of comfortable with you all too. Kind of like we had known each other before. It was a pretty natural thing, really. Amazing. Mataji, anybody else would like to continue?
Yeah, we have some new Mataji joining Dulika, Sharangati Mataji. Anyone? Dipti Mataji. Please raise your hand if you like to read.
Mataji, actually, the words are like I'm joining from my phone. These words
Oh,
are little small for me.
okay. I made it
You
large.
can pinch and make it big. If you're on the phone yourself, you could make it big on your phone, Mataji.
Join later. If someone can start
Okay.
reading it, then I can like. I'm just finding out my
Sure. So I can
glasses.
continue till then.
Sure.
Okay, well, I
Mukunda.
can say something. If you like, I can say something.
Oh, sure. Yes, please, Mataji.
Okay. So all these memories are wonderful, especially the Beatles, because they had such an impact on the world. I mean, they met Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada stayed at John Lennon's home and Yoko Ono's home. And the world was watching because the Beatles were like top of the charts. So I first met the devotees in 1969. I was 17, and I went to visit my friend in Vancouver, Canada. And so she introduced me to the devotees. The devotees were downtown. And so I heard the cartels and the drum. And so as we walked up closer, I said to my friend, I said, who are these people? She said, these are the Hare Krishnas. I said, what? I couldn't comprehend what Hare Krishna was or how to spell it or anything. So then we walked up and we met the devotees, and the girl, her name was Mayavati. Does anyone know who Mayavati is?
No, Prabhu, we're not familiar with her.
Okay, so Mayavati, excuse me 1 second. Well, I've got some visitors here. They're just going down the hall. Okay, so Mayavati, she was the wife of Pradyumna. And so her name was Mayavati Devi Dasi. And so she sold me a Back to Godhead, and I read the Back to Godhead, and I thought it was wonderful. It was very hard to understand it. And so then I remember going back to my hometown, which was near Toronto, and I was with some friends, and we were driving in the car. Now in Canada, there's a lot of snow and ice, and it's very dangerous, especially in the winter. So I remember I was driving with my friends, and all of a sudden, Hare Krishna came on the radio. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. And then My Sweet Lord came on the radio. And as it came on the radio, the car started spinning. The car hit an ice patch, and we were literally spinning around in circles. And we were chanting Hare Krishna too. So that saved us. So that was my first, pretty much, well, after meeting the devotees of Vancouver, the spinning car was the next episode. So then I eventually joined the temple, because the devotees told me that this is Lord Chaitanya's Sankirtan movement, and that it's very important to do whatever we can to help the Sankirtan movement of Lord Chaitanya. So they convinced me to join the temple, and I was still in school. My father said, you can join the temple, but you have to keep going to school. You must go to school. So then I finished, a couple years of, college. And then my husband and I, we went to Montreal Temple. Now I want to tell you about the Montreal Temple. I'll just speak for a few more minutes, and then we can start reading again. But I was thinking about this. There was a devotee there named Vishnu Murti Devi Dasi. She was initiated by Srila Prabhupada. And so Vishnu Murti, whenever I saw her, she was crying. She was always crying. And I said to her, what's wrong? What's going on? And she was a French-Canadian devotee. So she said, oh, I wrote a letter to Srila Prabhupada, and I'm waiting for the reply. She had such a thick accent, I could hardly understand her. But anyway, so she'd written to Prabhupada, and she asked him if she could leave the temple. She asked Prabhupada if he would release her from her vows, because she wanted to be a CEO in the material world. She wanted to go back to college. She wanted to be a business person. So she wrote this letter to Prabhupada, and she told him that I'm not set up to be a temple devotee. She said, I want to work in the corporate world. So the letter from Srila Prabhupada arrived. So she came and got me, and we went into her room, and she opened the letter. Her hands were shaking. It was her spiritual master writing to her. And she had asked him to release her from her vows. She was very scared. So she read the letter, and the letter said, my dear daughter, Vishnu Murti, please accept my blessings. I am in due receipt of your letter, dated such and such. And he said, I've noted the contents carefully. He said, yes, I release you from your vows. He said, Krishna consciousness is voluntary. There's no force. There's no force. He said, and if you ever want to come back to the temple, you are always welcome. So she started crying. I started crying. We were all crying because Prabhupada had released her from her vows, and we were shocked. We never thought Prabhupada would say that, but he did. And so in the reading, there was a reference to, why are you with these people? And then the devotee said, well, I'd rather be with these people than those people over there. And so when we lived in Toronto, I'll just finish up with this story and then we'll read again. But I lived in Toronto Temple, and every day for a year and a half, we did the same thing. We went to Mangal Arti, chanted japa, morning program, Bhagavatam class, a huge breakfast. I mean, a breakfast was amazing. We had a fabulous cook. His name was Kripa Sindhu, and he could cook like anything. And so then after the breakfast, we'd all go out on book distribution and Harinam. We'd all load up our book bags with Back to Godhead magazines. And Prabhupada had started this magazine in 1944. And here we are. We felt so lucky that we were able to help him distribute his Back to Godheads. We were over the moon. We thought it was wonderful. And it was very wonderful. So then every day we'd go out on book distribution, as a team. There was about, I guess, 8 or 10 devotees. We'd go out every day distributing books. And so one day I was out there and this lady came up to me. She was very business oriented. She had a very nice hairdo and she had a suit and she looked very professional. And so she said to me, she said, I have to ask you. She said, what's a nice Canadian girl like you doing with these people? And I said, ma'am, they have the answers to everything. How can I not be with them? I said, they know about karma. They know about reincarnation. They know about death. They know about God. They know God's name. And, I told her, I said, they know everything. How could I can't ignore that. I said, I have so many questions about life. And these Hare Krishna people have the answers. So that's what I told her. So go ahead and please read. But
Thank
this was
you. Thank you so much, Sucharya Prabhu. Actually, it's so touching that your words are making us feel like how each of us, that how important devotee association is and how much valued it is. Like you've been showing from the beginning. It's simply amazing. Thank you for sharing this with us.
Well, you're very kind. But this is when My Sweet Lord came out, and we loved it. We loved it. We just, I was thinking the whole world's going to become Krishna conscious. Haribol.
Since you think it will happen.
Oh yeah, it's happening right now. The whole world is getting, transformed into transcendental life.
Jai.
And Prabhupada knew this. Like Prabhupada's vision was so astoundingly broad. He could see everything. He knew that India was going to become Krishna conscious. He knew all of this. He knew that thousands of disciples would join him. I mean, if you examine those disciples of Prabhupada, they are incredible human beings. I mean, they're wonderful. The things they did for Prabhupada is just unbelievable, really.
Truly
Okay,
Krishna.
go ahead. Krishna what?
Krishna magic happening everywhere.
Yes, exactly.
I just wanted to add, Sucharya Prabhu, Hare Krishna. I'm Nitya Kishori. I'm here in Vancouver, Canada, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And as soon as you shared that, oh my God, it's so touching. Thank you so much. I really hope that I'll get your personal association, but I'm really grateful. I usually don't join the evening calls. I'm there in the mornings, but I joined, and I'm grateful that you're here and sharing this wonderful nectar.
Well, did you ever meet Mayavati?
No,
Okay,
right
so
now, yeah, the only two Prabhupada disciples in Vancouver are Mother Radhika and Rohita Prabhu.
okay, and also Uttama, right?
They're in Sharanagati, about 5 hours, 4.5 hours
Okay,
from here in the farm.
Sharanagati, 5 hours. Okay, because I remember when I went to Montreal to Vancouver that it was such an incredible city.
Yes,
And if you see, if I just saw a video from Canada about Vancouver, and it's very touching. The
yeah,
whole city is like, open for spiritual life.
yes. Reminds us of Krishna's creation.
Yeah, I mean, it's so incredible. And then the ocean is just beautiful,
Yeah.
amazing. So yeah, I hope we can, but if you could try to find Mayavati or ask someone if they know her or if
I
they've heard from her.
I can definitely ask. Yes.
Yeah, because her name was Mayavati and she was married to Rabindranath
Oh, okay.
and nobody knows where she is. Nobody.
Oh,
And she, I met her. The last I heard from her was 1973. I went
oh,
to Vancouver in 1969. And then, I'd heard about her and things up until 73. After 73, nothing. No one knows where she is. So I hope we can find her. Thank
I,
you.
I can definitely ask Mother Uttama. I'll be seeing her this Sunday at Sharanagati Rath Yatra.
Yeah. But I did ask Uttama. She has
Okay.
no idea. I
Okay.
already asked her.
Maybe someone
She has
else then.
no idea. So I don't know who knows. I even asked her former husband, Rabindranath, and he didn't even reply. So I don't know what's going on with
Mm.
Mayavati.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe she's already left. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, I can
All
definitely
right.
ask around.
Okay. Thank you.
Haribo.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You have to do some detective work.
Yes, I can do that.
Okay. You're on. Okay. So go ahead and keep reading so I
Yes,
can hear
Prabhu.
you. So I can hear your sweet
Who would
voice.
like to read? We are at Mukunda Prabhu. Does anyone would like to read? Okay, go ahead,
It's also very
Anagamai
small for
teacher.
me. The print is very small for me as well. So go ahead if you want to read because it's very small for me too. And when I make it bigger, then I have to scroll back and forth and it's really confusing. So go ahead.
Yeah, Nangamai Chitra Prabhu, you can go ahead and read.
Mukunda, you were a member of the Beatles, undoubtedly the greatest single pop group in music history, one that has influenced not only music but whole generations of young people. After the dissolution of the group, you went on to emerge as a solo superstar with albums like All Things Must Pass, the country's top-selling album for 7 weeks in a row, and its hit single, My Sweet Lord, which was #1 in America for 2 months. That was followed by Living in the Material World, #1 on Billboard for 5 weeks, and a million-selling LP. One song on the album, Give Me Love, was a smash hit for 6 weeks straight. The concert for Bangladesh with Ringo Starr, Eric Clapton, Bob Dylan, Leon Russell, and Billy Preston was a phenomenal success, and once the LP and concert film were released, would become the single most successful rock benefit project ever. So you had material success, you had been everywhere, done everything, yet at the same time you were on a spiritual quest. What was it that really got you started on your spiritual journey? George, it wasn't until the experience of the 60s really hit. Having been successful and meeting everybody, we thought worth meeting and finding out they weren't worth meeting and were having more hit records than everybody else and having done it bigger than everybody else. It was like reaching the top of a wall and then looking over and seeing that there's so much on the other side. So I felt like it was my duty to say, "Oh, okay, maybe you are thinking this is all you need to become rich and famous, but actually it isn't." Mukunda, in your recently published autobiography, I, Me, Mine, you said your song, Awaiting on You All, is about japa, yoga or chanting mantras on beads. You explain that a mantra is mystical energy encased in a sound structure, and that each mantra contains its vibrations a certain power. But of all mantras, you stated that the Maha Mantra, the Hare Krishna mantra, has been prescribed as the easiest and surest way for attaining God realization in this present age. As a practitioner of Japa Yoga, what realizations have you experienced from chanting? George. Prabhupada told me that we should just keep chanting all the time, or as much as possible. Once you do that, you realize the benefit. The response that comes from chanting is in the form of bliss or spiritual happiness, which is a much higher taste than any happiness found here in the material world. That's why I say the more you do it, the more you don't want to stop, because it feels so nice and peaceful. Mukunda, what is
Sorry to
it?
interrupt you, Anagamai. This is so sweet, right? Like hearing from George that once you start, you can't stop it. Like how much conviction and how much reciprocation he's getting from the Maha Mantra. It's so beautiful to hear directly from him. So deep. Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Hemangi Mataji. This is Rohini Devi Dasi. Please forgive me on this auspicious day, like I did a mistake. I
Not me.
was
Oh, and Sucharya Prabhu is here, so we are blessed for association, Mataji.
Okay, Rekha, so it's all your fault.
please forgive me,
Okay,
Mataji.
you're fine. Everything's fine. We're all here. We're having fun.
I
We're
was
remembering Prabhupada.
one of the devotee, like one of the Sri Parampara devotee came and was looking for the Tulsi plants. So I was separating them and giving. In that, I lost the time actually. Please forgive me. We were talking about the Lord Rama and all.
Okay,
I did not see the time at all. Please, everybody, please forgive me.
that's okay. That was a good apology. I like that. That was a great story.
Mhm.
I like it. Okay, go ahead, everybody. Go ahead.
So,
Shall
Amrita Leela Prabhu, you want to continue reading? Mukunda?
Maybe Amrita Leela Prabhu and Anangamai want to take turns for Mukunda and George. That'll be nice, like a duo.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much, Sucharya Prabhu. It's so nice hearing you and your, experiences of Ali, Krishna conscious life. I was just, feeling, oh, what a day, Ekadasi, and we are hearing you. So,
Well, yeah, I have one more. I have another memory of Srila Prabhupada about no force. He was always stressing never to force anyone. Shall I tell the story?
Yes, please.
Okay, so in Mayapur in 1975, Srila Prabhupada was in Mayapur Dham. And Mayapur was just beginning. There was no, like it is today, there's, buildings everywhere. Well, there was nothing. There was the temple, there was the long building, there was Prabhupada's hut, and there was a kitchen with quarters on top of the kitchen. So there was really not, it wasn't developed at all. So Srila Prabhupada was having his Guru Puja, and the devotees were singing for him, offering flowers. And then the Gurukula boys, started to get a little mixed up. So they started offering obeisances to Prabhupada with their feet first, instead of their head, lotus feet, they used their feet. And so the teachers got all upset, and everybody was racing around, grabbing the kids, yanking them this way, turning them that way. And so then Prabhupada looked at his servant and called his servant over to him. And I was watching because I was carrying my baby in her backpack. She had a little backpack, like a baby backpack. And so I was watching this, like I wanted to know, what is Prabhupada going to say? It was very chaotic. It was really something. It was really like, a party going on, but everybody was in anxiety. So then Prabhupada called the servants, and I could see them talking. And so Prabhupada looks at him and said, what are they doing? Like, what's happening?
Mm.
And so the servant said, Prabhupada, we're so sorry, but the children are getting mixed up, and they're offering their obeisances to you with their feet.
Mm.
And so Prabhupada looked at him, and he said 2 words. I may have told this story before. Stop me if I have. But Prabhupada
No, no.
said 2 words. He said, gentle persuasion.
Wow.
And the reason I know this is because as soon as the servant came back, I walked up to that servant and I said, what did Prabhupada say to you?
Mm.
And he looked at me and he said, gentle persuasion. That's what Prabhupada said.
So much tolerance.
And it sounded like a song, gentle persuasion. It sounded like, Prabhupada was going to sing a song or something. But then he said to the servant, he said, there should never be force. The children everyone should always feel at ease in Krishna consciousness. They should not feel pushed or forced. And so the servant told me that directly. So that's how come I know what Prabhupada said.
Wow.
So that's about, gentleness, gentle persuasion. And actually, yeah. Okay, I just wanted to share that.
Simply amazing. Like the tolerance that Prabhupada continues to exhibit.
Right.
Amazing.
Exactly.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Sucharya Prabhu. Amrita, Leela Mataji, and Nangamai, would you like to take turns with Mukunda and George and
If
continue?
time, permits, if you feel, I know.
Oh, yeah, it's 9:43. Sucharya Prabhu, we are going to pause here for the reading. Is there anything more you would like to share?
Yes, chant and be happy.
So true.
That's all I have to say.
Vaishnavis, any questions you have or any sharings you would like to share?
I just want to ask Sucharya Prabhu, where are you based now? I'm sorry for my ignorance.
Dallas. We're in Dallas. I've been here since 2006, but I first came here in 1972, 73. We drove the deities. All the deities arrived in Detroit, Michigan in 1970, just at the beginning of 73. And so Prabhupada had ordered deities for Detroit called Radha Kunjabihari. He had ordered deities for Dallas called Radha Kalachandji. And Srila Prabhupada had ordered Radha Govinda for Denver. So the deities arrived, and we actually took the deities, Radha Kalachandji, to Dallas. And that's a whole story in itself because we got stopped by the state troopers.
Oh, Haribo.
We were carrying Tulsi Devi with us. And so the state troopers happened to go by. We had a station wagon. We had the deities in the back. I was sitting in the back with the deities, and we had 4 huge Tulsi Devis. Well, these state troopers kept going by, and they thought that Tulsi was marijuana.
Oh, Haribo.
So they stopped our vehicle. They took the boys to the police station. It was a whole thing. But so we went there in we saw Radha Kalachandji. We brought them to the temple in 1973. And it was very beautiful. So thank you.
I think the Radharani in Dallas and Detroit were exchanged. Something happened and they were exchanged. They were
I saw
supposed
it
to
with
be.
my own eyes. I saw it with my own eyes. Govardhan,
Oh, my God.
I think I already told you this last time, though. I think I told you this last time.
Yes.
Yeah, the deities got switched, and Govardhan switched them. And he took Radharani from Kalachandji and put her with Radha Kunjabihari. And he took Radha Kunjabihari's Radharani and put her with Radha Kalachandji. So that's how they got switched. Because Govardhan did it. Okay, so I guess I have to go now and finish up. But I was so
Thank
happy to talk to you, and you're all such kind devotees, and I'm always very happy to have your company. So thank you for inviting me.
Thank you so much, Sucharya Prabhu, and forgive us all for the chaotic start. But we are very happy, whatever sharing and hearing we could do, we are blessed. Very
Well, it's
grateful.
all about gentle persuasion, right?
Thank you for
There's
tolerance in the
no force. We just go with the flow. No, it's fine. It's fine. With technology, it's a miracle that we got this far. So don't worry about it. It's fine.
Thank you very much. Very, very grateful for your tolerance and your presence and your blessings. And
Okay, so keep in
hope
touch.
to chat and be happy.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to try to do the same thing myself. Okay,
So-
Haribo.